The journey back to Umudara felt longer than any journey Adaora had ever taken in her life. Not because of the distance, but because of the weight she carried inside her. Guilt, shame, fear. Every mile felt heavier than the last. As the old bus moved along the rough road leading out of the city, Adaora sat quietly by the window, clutching her small warm bag tightly against herself. She barely looked like the woman people once admired. The confidence was gone. The elegance had faded. Even her posture had changed. She now sat like someone trying to disappear from the world. Outside the window, buildings slowly gave way to open roads, dusty paths, and scattered trees. The closer she got to the village, the harder it became to breathe. Questions kept tormenting her mind. What if her mother refused to see her? What if she was too late? What if the pain she caused had already destroyed everything beyond repair? Adaora closed her eyes tightly. But no matter how hard she tried, she could not escape the memories. Her mother standing before her with trembling hands. Her hopeful smile. The tears. And her own cruel words. I don't know this woman. Each memory cut deeper now than it had before. Because for the first time, she truly understood what she had done. By the time the bus finally stopped near Umudara, evening had already begun to settle across the village. Adaora stepped down slowly. For a moment, she simply stood there silently. The air smelled the same. The dusty roads looked the same. Children still ran barefoot through the paths. Women still gathered near small stalls talking softly. Everything looked exactly as she remembered. But she was no longer the same person who had once left this place behind. Not even close. As she began walking deeper into the village, people slowly started noticing her. At first, it was only a few glances. Then whispers followed. Is that Adaora? She came back. After everything. Some villagers stopped what they were doing just to stare at her. Others shook their heads quietly. No one rushed to welcome her. No one smiled. The same village she once rejected now looked at her with a mixture of shock, pity, and disappointment. Adaora kept her eyes low as she walked. Every whisper burned. But she did not stop. Because there was only one person she came to see. The road to her mother's hut suddenly felt terrifying. Her heartbeat grew louder with every step. Her legs felt weak. Several times, she almost turned back. But something deeper pushed her forward. Maybe desperation. Maybe love. Maybe regret. Or maybe all three. Then finally, she saw it. The small hut. Older now. More worn than she remembered. But still standing. Adaora froze. Emotion rose painfully inside her chest. This was the same place where her mother had spent years waiting for her. The same place where prayers had been whispered for her success. The same place she abandoned. Tears began filling her eyes before she even realized it. For a moment, she could not move. Fear held her completely. What if her mother hated her now? What if she closed the door on her the same way she once closed her heart against her? Adaora swallowed hard. Then slowly, she walked toward the door. Her hands trembled as she raised them to knock. The sound echoed softly against the weak wooden door. Then silence. Complete silence. Adaora's breathing became uneven. She waited. Nothing. Her heart pounded harder. Then finally, the door creaked open slowly. And there she was. Mama Ngozi. Older. Weaker. Thinner than before. But alive. For a few seconds, neither of them spoke. They simply stared at each other. And in that moment, years of pain sat silently between them. Adaora felt her chest tighten painfully. Her mother's face carried so much emotion, shock, sadness, exhaustion, and something else she could not fully understand. Mama Ngozi's eyes slowly moved across her daughter's face, taking in every detail. The tired eyes, the warm clothes, the broken expression. This was not the proud woman who had stepped out of luxury cars months ago. This was someone life had humbled completely. Adaora could no longer hold herself together. The guilt became unbearable. Suddenly, her knees gave way beneath her. She collapsed onto the dusty ground in front of the hut. Tears poured down her face uncontrollably. Not quiet tears. Not hidden tears. Painful tears pulled from the deepest part of her soul. "Forgive me, Mama," she cried. Her voice shook violently. "I was wrong." She pressed her hands against the ground, sobbing harder. "I hate you. I hate you so much." The village seemed to disappear around her. Nothing mattered anymore except the woman standing before her. The woman she had broken. The woman she had abandoned. She now desperately needed. Mama Ngozi said nothing. She simply stood there staring down at her daughter. Silent. Still. Unreadable. And somehow, that silence felt heavier than anger. Adaora lifted her tear-filled eyes slowly, searching her mother's face for any sign of forgiveness. But Mama Ngozi did not speak. She only stared, as though battling emotions too deep for words. The evening wind moved softly through the village. Dust swirled gently around them. And there, outside the small old hut, a broken daughter knelt before the mother she once denied. Waiting, hoping, praying for mercy. Cliffhanger. Mama Ngozi's lips parted slightly as though she wanted to say something. But no words came out. She only continued staring at Adaora in silence. To be continued. Like, comment and subscribe to get notified once we drop the next episode.